What's going on, my friends? Today I want to talk about our ability to avoid negativity. What's that? Did you just say, yeah, right, like that's even possible? I just said I want to talk about avoiding negativity. Just kidding. Let's talk. Well, here we are, and I'm trapped inside, and I know I just said that we're going to talk about negativity today, and if I wanted to, I could be negative because it is freezing outside. We had ice storms last night, and it's not even safe to go out on the roads. What a perfect time to talk about negativity. Am I right? So, I got thinking about this idea of negativity and what we do with it. Now, the definition of negativity is the expression of criticism of or pessimism about something. And I think we're all familiar with what negativity is. We seem to live in a world full of negativity, especially in this season here in the States. I actually told some of my friends that I think I'm going to put my social media on hold during this year because it's an election year. And whether you're on the right, or you're on the left, or you're somewhere in the middle, everyone on their sides think that they're right. So let the negativity begin. I wonder how many people I offended in that one statement. But honestly, it's a nonstop onslaught of negativity and having to be right. And you know, it's more than just politics. Are you with me? I know it's hard to avoid, but it's important that we know what to do with negativity. What I'm saying is, it's not always avoidable, but we can choose how to handle and what to do when negativity comes our way, especially if we want to live lives without added anxiety, stress, and worry. What really got me thinking about this idea, it was how I sometimes respond when the negative is presented to me. So several weeks ago, I was on a job site, and I was in, of all places, the outhouse of this job site. And I'm not sure if you're familiar with this, but when you walk into an outhouse or even a public restroom for that matter, there seems to be this motivation and this outside force that drives you to the walls and the restroom partitions. And as you're standing there, it's like the very forces of the universe are inspiring you to write beautiful words of affirmation and encouragement to those using the facilities, to draw pictures and symbols on the level of Van Gogh or Picasso. Obviously, I'm trying to be funny. Some of those pictures, well, let's just say they would be pictures that you would probably be embarrassed to look at with your own mother. And let's be honest, the words usually inscribed on partitions and walls in porta potties and restrooms are words of anger, sarcasm, and hatred. We could really sum it up in one word: negativity. So I walked into this porta potty, and this is what I saw. And yes, I actually pulled out my phone and took a picture in the outhouse. Apparently the bathroom is where I get most of my inspiration. Think about that for a minute. Don't judge me. This is what I saw. Who built these houses? Ray Charles? Now look closely at what was written. Who built these houses? Ray Charles? Charles. Now, I'll be completely honest with you. My immediate reaction at that moment, and I actually said this out loud, was, who wrote this? A fourth grader? But do you see what happened there? I answered negativity with negativity. I responded to a negative comment with a negative, sarcastic, demeaning comment back. And the person wasn't even there. Now, we could go on about how thoughtless this comment was, not only was it putting down the workmanship of somebody who obviously probably doesn't make top dollar making porta potties, it was also referring to a blind person, more specifically Ray Charles, in a negative light. But here's the thing. Why did I feel the inclination to respond to negativity with negativity? See, I think it has a lot to do with the culture of society, really the culture of this world. We are so used to payback and retribution and the whole eye for an eye mentality. And the issue goes deeper than some words inscribed on an outhouse wall or my response to those words. It has to do with our propensity to keep negativity in circulation. What if I were to make one of my goals this year to literally absorb negativity and return positivity? What would happen if I made the conscious decision to stop and think before I responded to a negative comment or action toward me? How would that change the world around me? And what if we as human beings begin to change our responses when negativity comes our way? What would that world look like? In essence, we are beginning to live life outside of the normal human playbook of payback. We would be choosing to respond to the negativity, the hatred, and the violence with positivity, love, and peace. Now, a lot of us are probably familiar with Fred Rogers. How many of us have watched Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood? This guy was simply amazing. His love for humanity, the grace that he showed to those around him, no matter what social status, where they came from. It was just amazing. But he made this statement, and it's really powerful. He said these words, "When I say it's you I like, I'm talking about that part of you that knows that life is far more than anything you can ever see or hear or touch. That deep part of you that allows you to stand for those things without which humankind cannot survive. Love that conquers hate, peace that rises triumphant over war, and justice that proves more powerful than greed." You see, we're talking about a way of life, an actual way of living our lives. And until we all make a conscious decision to change our responses, nothing will change in this world. The ancient Jewish rabbi Jesus made this statement, "Peace be with you. I give you my own peace. This is not the kind the world gives. This is peace in the midst of troubled times. Therefore, you have nothing to fear. Let not your hearts be timid." There's something about living a life of peace and grace toward others, even when they don't deserve it. Isn't that the very definition of love? It's an unconditional response of goodness, even when others don't deserve it. Now, I'm not saying that it's an easy life to live, but I do believe that it's possible. But we have to make some hard decisions and really hold ourselves accountable for our actions and reactions toward negativity. Now, I'll leave you with one more quote, and this is from someone that you probably wouldn't expect. It's Frank Sinatra. Come on, timeless voice. Everyone loves some Frank, right? In fact, when I'm done here, I should play a little Frank. What do you think? But he made this statement. If you don't know the guy on the other side of the world, love him anyway because he's just like you. He has the same dreams, the same hopes and fears. It's one world, pal. We're all neighbors. Come on, now that mentality will change our world. So, will you band with me in this endeavor in 2020? Can we begin to think through our responses to the negativity that this world and others may bring our way? I think changes like this are done best when we do them together. So I leave you with this, my friends. Let's live well and let's love well. Let's be the inspiration in someone's life to bring them to a greater sense of purpose. Live, love, vlog. Peace and grace, my friends.